Arsenal 5, Crystal Palace 0. The Gooners return in absolute style. They smash 5 past Palace. They go within 2 points of the top of the league, and just 2 points separates first place from fourth place. And this was everything Arsenal fans' hearts desired, everything that they craved, everything that they wanted today. A little nervy to begin with, but their fans, the Emirates singing absolutely behind them. Huge support. They get those 2 goals from set pieces from Gabriel Magalhaes, and then Trossard and a late brace from Martinelli give them the all-important 3 points in this game. They close the gap on Liverpool. They apply the pressure on Liverpool. They start, maybe this is the beginning, they start to score the goals that will put them firmly back into this title race. A lot of people had written them off, and Arsenal looked more serious today. Arsenal looked more potent today. They looked focused. That warm weather break, that international break seems to have served them very well indeed. They've worked on their set pieces. Defensively, they worked on their game. Yes, you look at the stats and see that Crystal Palace had a number of shots, but they were pop shots. They were not real, genuine opportunities. A few decent efforts from range, a good free kick from Eza was decent. I always said Eze, and I heard the commentators today saying Eza. So if anyone wants to clarify that for me, please help. I don't want to get his name wrong. I've always said Eze. Today I heard Eza. Either way, a brilliant free kick from him. But this was an absolute demolition. An absolute demolition job. Someone here saying Eza. Yeah, I heard the commentator saying that today. Demolition job in all intents and purposes from Arsenal. And they got better as the game went on. There's no doubt about it. They became more relaxed. I think they got that monkey off their back. That pressure that was surrounding them, because the last 4 to 5 weeks have really been poor. Have really been poor for them. 1 win in the 7 games. I think they felt the pressure. They felt the frustration from the fans. But they returned today. They laid down the gauntlet, said, we're not going anywhere. We are in this title race. And there was some fears, really, that they might get a bad result today. There were some fears that Arsenal may not come through this. And they absolutely did. Now, in terms of breaking this game down, I think the whole way through was dominated by Arsenal. Dominated the possession, dominated the territories of the football pitch. But Crystal Palace came to stink the house down. They came to sit back, be resolute, to be hard to break down. They wanted to make it difficult for Arsenal. Every minute that went by, they knew that the pressure would mount against this Arsenal team. The fans would become frustrated. They knew that Arsenal needed to win. So they came in with a plan to stink the place out. But as I said, Arsenal remained very serious, very together. In recent weeks, they've had some defensive mishaps. Today, the centre-back pairing of Saliba and Gabriel was absolutely top draw. They bullied Mateta, absolutely bullied him. He didn't get a single sniff. He didn't win a single. Statistically, he may, but watching it with your naked eye, I don't think he won a single duel. He never really had them in danger. They never got isolated. So defensively today, I thought Arsenal were back to their very best indeed. And then they scored from the set pieces. Some very well-worked set pieces, some wonderful crosses into the box. Some people kind of play down the necessity, really, to have good free kicks, to have these good moments from set pieces. And I've not really understood that in recent years. But it gave Arsenal that comfort blanket. It gave Arsenal that security in this game to be a little more aggressive. It gave them an opportunity to be a little more proactive in their approach. And they did that far better in the second half. Before the excellent goal from Trossard, he should have scored a few minutes earlier, but he missed his shot. And I reckon there were some feelings going around Arsenal fans. I know I was certainly looking at it as a neutral, going, could this be a day where they create another 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chances, but don't take them? Could they walk away with a win, but not a performance, not a victory that really boosts that confidence, that really sends a message? Because they needed to send a message today. That is everything rival fans said on our Rumble show that went out this morning, the squad. It's everything Rivals said to us on Straight Facts this week. It's everything Rivals said on the Top 6 show this week. It's everything the Rivals said in the comment sections whole week. Arsenal can't just win. They have to make a statement. And after that Trossard miss, you thought, oh, are they in a bit of trouble here? But they weren't. A few moments later, a brilliant piece of attacking play from Arsenal. Trossard in again. This time, sits a defender down, rounds a goalkeeper, bang, makes it 3-0. And that was all she wrote. And it gave Arsenal an excellent situation where they could take some players off. There is some concern right now about the hamstring of Declan Rice, and I'm sure we'll get onto that later. But what they were able to do from that moment, Arsenal, is play in second gear, reserve some energy for what is probably going to be a very tight, very intense second half of the season and title race. Being able to play in second gear for the last 20 minutes of a game is absolutely priceless at this stage. But then you saw the confidence seeping in to Arsenal. Smith Rowe came on, looked really good on the ball. Martinelli looked dangerous in the beginning. And then towards the end of the game, yes, the final 2 goals were late. Absolutely, they were. But those 2 goals have been coming, not just in this game, but they've been coming for weeks, especially for Martinelli. These goals have been coming. And for him, I think more so than anybody else in this Arsenal team, to bag those goals at the moment of which he did is absolutely paramount. Absolutely paramount for him to have done that, to get that confidence flowing back through him so he keeps his chin up. It keeps the fans on side. It probably gets a lot of the trolls off of his back on social media because it's a brace. What's that, 4 or 5 goals now for the season, and it puts him into a stronger position. And Arsenal walk off the pitch not only with 3 points, not only closing the gap on City, not only closing the gap on Liverpool, but with a confident performance. And at the moment, I am seeing they're making that an own goal to Dean Henderson. I don't really understand how. Yes, it hit his head on the line, but it was going to go in. Surely that's got to be a brace for Gabriel. But goals for Gabriel, goal for Trossard, who's been struggling for confidence, a brace for Martinelli, assists in there for the likes of Declan Rice and Jesus and everybody else. And it's exactly what the doctor ordered for Arsenal in every single which way. I understand the frustrations of the last few weeks. I understand the criticism that Arsenal fans have put in. But there were gooners only a week or 2 ago saying season's over, title race is done, we won't come back. I've looked at Arsenal's performances and seen 4-0 coached and tactic. I think the team's been coached to, and its performance has warranted 3-4-0 wins, 5-0 wins. But the finishing touch hasn't been there. Today, Arsenal got it. Now, of course, the message has got to be, thank you, well done, let's celebrate, but more of the same. Because Liverpool are going nowhere. Man City are going nowhere. It remains to be seen whether Tottenham and Villa will stay with the pack. We saw last year that Arsenal could stay right towards the end of the season. We know Liverpool and City are going to be there. They've been the best 2 teams in England and 2 of the best teams in the world for the best part of the last 5 to 6 to 7 years. And for me, listen, I thought Arsenal did more today than they thought they would. I thought they would win. I didn't think they would win as convincingly as this. I want to also shout out there's a couple of players and a couple of things I want to shout out today. I thought Zinchenko today in possession on the ball in the midfield area was excellent for Arsenal. I know there's question marks over his defending. I get that. In terms of what he brings on the ball, absolutely brilliant. I also think the fans need a big round of applause today. Fans are so important at every club. And the way the Arsenal fans were behind their players today, the positive atmosphere in the ground, you could hear it before kickoff. I was listening to the first 5 to 10 minutes on the radio, to be fair, because I had my puppy at dog training. So I had to rush back for the game. And you could hear that positive energy. And as I've been saying for the last 3 weeks, when the energy at the Emirates is positive, when the energy is, listen, criticize, yes, but the energy is positive, Arsenal perform better. So overall, a serious display from Arsenal, a top performance, lots of goals. There are areas to still improve on. No one is saying they're the most perfect team in the world. Nobody is saying they're the most dangerous team. No one's saying they're the best team in the world. But a 5-0 win is not to be, absolutely not to be Sniff that. Kate here, actually, Spurs fan. Where's that comment gone? I can't find it now. Where's that comment gone? It says Arsenal are jokers, win against a crap Palace team, and all of a sudden they are back and gonna win the league. I mean, I haven't seen very many comments say that, but listen, Arsenal fans should celebrate. It's a 5-0 win. Why would you not celebrate and be happy with a 5-0 win? I've seen Spurs celebrate draws this season. I've seen Spurs celebrate. I've genuinely seen Spurs celebrate wins against Burnley this year, who are not as good as Palace. Come on, Kate. Stop being so salty. Stop being so salty. I don't get it. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Arsenal are world class again. It all depends upon your opinion of world class, Irons. I look at it this way. If you're challenging for the Premier League title, I think by default, at that particular moment in time, makes you one of the best teams in Europe, which makes you one of the best teams in the world. Now, if your standard for world class is, it doesn't, you could be the best in the world, but not be world class still because you haven't reached a standard of prior world class teams. I hear you. That's a debate around what you consider world class to be. But if you're challenging for the Premier League, if you're going toe to toe with City and you're keeping up with them 2 years running, you have to be one of the best teams in Europe.